Now it's time for Lefties Losing It, and we're going to get to a Robert De Niro extravaganza shortly because, my word, no man has humiliated himself so badly in 2024. What we saw today was a lefty losing it of epic proportions, a favourite actor reduced to a pitiful, confused, raging lefty lunatic. But first, let's check in with a regular contributor to this segment, a man who has gone viral several times for trying to get waiters fired for misgendering him. Now he's going to give us some science advice. This should be good.
You know, it sounds crazy, but trans women can produce milk to feed a baby. Here's how. Step 1, you must grow your coconuts. After about 3 to 5 years of estrogen, you will have fully functional milk ducts from which you can feed a baby. So once your coconuts are grown, it is time to start producing milk. Now, normally getting pregnant would trigger milk production, but since trans women can't get pregnant, we must do it another way. Turns out this is not all that difficult to do. Just add a few extra hormones and supplements and pump your coconuts regularly.
There you go, just add more hormones and you'll be lactating like a natural-born woman in no time. What could possibly go wrong? I'm just shocked he acknowledged that trans women can't get pregnant. I thought he'd say they can. Now let's get more sciencey advice from our favourite trans educator.
Now I can already see the criticisms, the comments coming through. There's no way this milk is safe to drink or nutritious or healthy, but it is scientifically proven to be.
No, it has not been scientifically proven to be safe and healthy. For one, consider the powerful cocktail of drugs that a man must take to secrete any milky substance. Do you really want a baby to consume that? But forget about the welfare of the child. This is all about affirming the trans woman who wants to believe he can breastfeed just like a mum.
Ultimately, the act of feeding your child yourself is affirming to anyone, not just trans people. It also helps the child form a secure attachment to their parent.
Now to a celebrity who had an almighty meltdown in front of a sea of cameras and has forever trashed his own reputation in the eyes of, at least half of his countrymen. Gosh, I think even the lefties are a little embarrassed by Robert De Niro's latest antics.
I mean, this is really, even these people over here are kind of, it's kind of crazy. It's really crazy, and this thing, Donald Trump has created this. He should be telling them not to do this, but he's just, he wants to sow total, he wants to sow total chaos, which he's succeeding in.
Now watch here as he claims that if Trump wins, there'll be no more elections. And note that he is reading this demented diatribe. He wrote all this down and decided it was a totally sane and rational thing to say out loud.
Under Trump, this kind of government will perish from the earth. I don't mean to scare you. No, wait, maybe I do mean to scare you. If Trump returns to the White House, you can kiss these freedoms goodbye that we all take for granted. And elections, forget about it. That's over. That's done. If he gets in, I can tell you right now, he will never leave. He will never leave. You know that. He will never leave.
Now, he had a couple of the Democrats' favourites behind him, the January 6 cops they've tried to portray as heroes. That narrative has collapsed somewhat in the past year or two, sadly. No one told Bob.
They are the true heroes. These guys are the true heroes. They stood and put their lives on the line for these lowlives, for Trump. They lied under oath. They lied under oath. Who lied under oath? What are you telling me? Those two traitors behind you. Excuse me? Those two traitors behind you. They lied under oath? What are you saying?
What are you saying? What are you trying to tell me? It only got worse for De Niro. He can play a gangster beautifully, but without a good script, he is just an angry, confused old man.
Democrats, you are gangsters. You are gangsters. You're washed up. You. You're a little punk. You're a softie. You're a nobody. Your movies suck.
Now, you know the Democrats are getting desperate when we see these sort of stunts. And look at these poll numbers. This is what the numbers were at the start of this sham trial. Trump having just a 1% lead. And let's look at where they are today. Biden has dropped dramatically, and those numbers have all gone to Trump. RFK has gone from 3% to 2%. The lead now is 19%. Guess what? That third world banana republic weaponizing of the justice system to try to jail your political opponent has backfired badly. So let's roll out a broken down actor to say some crazy crap in front of the courthouse where you are persecuting the man polls say will be the next president. I mean, who is coming up with this? And look at De Niro there. He's outdoors, it's 2024, and he's got a mask on. But he's been demented for some time. Trump derangement syndrome is real, and I fear there is no cure. Here is old Bob with another TDS sufferer, Bill Maher.
If he wins the election, you won't be on the show anymore. He'll come looking for me. There'll be things that happen that none of us can imagine. That's what happens in that kind of a dictatorship, which is what he says. Let's believe him. Take him at his word.
I did from the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, I said from the very beginning, this guy is never going to concede power.
Oh dear. Even the audience is laughing at the paranoid fantasies of these two old fools. And for De Niro, the paranoia set in early. Here he is with human potato Brian Stelter on CNN back in 2019.
He's worse than I ever could have imagined.
And what is at the heart of that? What is the primary critique or complaint or objection?
I don't know. I think he's crazy in a way. Part of him is just crazy. I mean, if it wasn't for you, CNN, MSNBC, and some other outlets, the New York Times, the Washington Post, I mean, where are we?